Yo, 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 yo. Oh, buddy, we live. Man. Yo, what's going on, y'all? So, this is the JayyRedd Unfiltered show. And, this is where, if you watched any video before, we are going to do what we do best. And we are going to have a real interesting conversation. So you probably noticed by the title that today we're going to talk about the big bad orange man. And I've noticed on social media over the last couple of days that people have just been, they've just been really, really amped. And to be honest, I think it's hilarious because you guys are so like Donald Trump just lives in so many people's head rent free, and I'm just, oh man, Donald Trump, he just lives in so many people's heads rent free, and it's just like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, like, if you know me, you know that I'm not going to hold any bars, and people are probably going to get triggered, and people are probably going to get in their feelings. But I need you guys to know and understand that from the bottom of my heart, I genuinely don't care. And it's not that I don't care about your opinions or what you think. It's just that I stand by what I say and what I believe in. So at the end of the day, buckle up. Let's go. So I first want to get one thing out of the way. Let's get one thing out of the way. Donald Trump is Donald Trump. And Donald Trump has always been Donald Trump. And if we're being honest, Donald Trump is no different than any other privileged white guy you probably gonna see. Does that make him what I think they accuse him of? Because before we really get down into what's going on in this situation, I always believe that it's best if we try to, actually understand what we're talking about instead of just going off of he say, she say, right? Let's actually try to look and unpack what people say and what people accuse him of. Because the number one thing that we always hear Donald Trump accused of is Donald Trump is always accused of being racist. He's always accused of being this hateful monster, this bigot, this just evil guy. And at the end of the day, I have been looking objectively and I have yet to see it. I've yet to see it. That's just me personally. But at the end of the day, people are entitled to their opinions or whatever. But like I said, I am not the type of person that's going to sit up and address somebody or put a label as something so severe as racist on somebody without actually seeing proof. That's just how I'm wired. That's just how I am. It's just the way it is. And so I've looked at all these instances and I don't see anything that would point me in the direction of believing or thinking that Donald Trump is an actual racist. Now, why do I say that? Because Donald Trump has definitely said some things that are a bit prejudiced, and that's true. Has he said things that aren't nice? That's absolutely true. But let's be honest. Let's really be honest. A lot of people have prejudice in them in one way, shape, or form. That is something that is a part of human nature. And it is it should be the goal of people to actually strive to consciously overcome and suppress your unconscious bias. See, I'm not one of those people that just sits up there and just says, "Oh, we have an unconscious bias, so we just have to accept it and then just make way for it." No, if you know what the problem is, then address it. No, I don't have an unconscious bias because I'm aware of the bias. So if somebody like me says that they don't see color, it means that I'm making an active effort to not view people through the lens that most people view people in, which is race. Most people will form an entire opinion of your life story based off of your race alone. So again, just based off of your race alone. And I think that people are not able to actually provide the evidence for the things that they claim. So a lot of people will love to claim that Donald Trump is racist, but they can't actually provide any actual solid evidence of him being racist. And so until I hear Donald Trump making a comment about you not being smart enough to work a computer and go sign up for a vaccine, or about until I hear Donald Trump talking about that that if you don't vote for him, you ain't black. If the list can go on, you know what I'm saying? It's so much stuff that y'all just pick and choose and turn a blind eye to. But that's neither here nor there. That's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm actually here to talk about is basically Donald Trump and a group of other people had to turn themselves in and basically get mugshots because they're being charged and indicted on election interference and a bunch of conspiracy and a bunch of other nonsense. And it's just asinine. So let's just take a look at the article, right? let's just hold on, y'all. So, NBC News says former President Donald Trump turned himself in Thursday night at the Fulton County Jail to be booked on felony charges in connection with efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election results in Georgia. Trump arrived at jail shortly after 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time in a presidential-style motorcade and was booked, fingerprinted, and photographed for a mugshot within minutes, according to jail records. Trump was quickly released, according to the records. He was in and out of the jail in about 20 minutes. I just want to stop right there because I just find it real hilarious that everybody's mocking this mugshot, right? Everybody's talking about this mugshot, and everybody's so happy that, he was in jail, right? And I mean, he was in and out in 20 minutes. He was $200K, just like that. He was in and out. What has taken place here is a travesty of justice, Trump told reporters on the tarmac moments before he boarded his plane to leave Atlanta. We did nothing wrong at all, and we have every right to challenge an election we think is dishonest. That is absolutely true. And no matter how you feel about it, I hate to say it, but that's the truth. No matter how you feel about it, a person has the right to challenge an election. It doesn't mean that they'll win the challenge. And it doesn't mean that they're trying to create some big elaborate coup d'etat. That's not what that means. It means that a person has the right to challenge the election. Now, anything beyond that, we're talking about something different. The arrest was Trump's fourth since April, and it was the first time he or any former U.S. president had his mugshot taken. I think that's crazy too. You know, they was trying to make an example out of him. The booking took place in a state that was largely ground zero for his bogus stolen election claims, despite enormous pushback against him from the Republican governor and top election officials in a state he had won in 2016. Trump's continued insistence that the election results could not be trusted helped cost Republicans control of the U.S. Senate in a runoff election on January 5th, 2021. I just want to talk about that for a second because it's like, I think it's just really funny, like how biased just some of this news is, and I'm not gonna say anything about this election, but I'm just gonna say that if you look and do your research, you will find that somebody in this article is telling the truth, and at the end of the day, I'm just saying. These news cycles are biased. It's just the truth. They're biased. And you can feel how you want to feel about it, but look it up. That's all I'm going to say. So, I just think it's kind of crazy because not only is Donald Trump the first president in history to ever have his mugshot taken, but then they release it to the public. This is insane. This is insane. And at the end of the day, we all know what they were trying to do here. They've been going after him since he was in office. This is a witch hunt. And I don't know how else to break it down for you. Like, hey, yeah, if y'all don't see what's going on, then I don't know what to tell you. I honestly don't. So basically, Donald Trump and his co-defendants, and it was a lot of them too. I'm not gonna lie, but him and his co-defendants, all of them had their mugshots released, and I think I want to make specific mention of two people in particular because two of these people are black, right? And that's of note because I always talk about how black culture is trash, right? And the reason why I say that black culture is trash is because I believe, and I think that it's pretty objective, and there's objective evidence to support the fact that black culture has a habit of supporting the worst things for it, right? Black culture supports and celebrates the things that lead to its own destruction. Black culture will fight you for the right to destroy itself. I've said it before. I made countless videos about it. I'm not going to stop saying it until you prove me wrong. And you can't right now. Why is this important? Why am I saying this? Because, listen, these black people are going against the grain. They're going against the grain. And now they're being publicly scrutinized for it. And what does black culture do? They join in with it. They join with it in. The reason I know about this, look, I divested myself from all of this because at the end of the day, I care about my peace. But when stuff comes across me and I notice it, I have to speak on it. So listen, the reason why I first noticed this was because there were black people making fun of these people. They're making fun of these people. They're making fun of Trump. Okay, I get it. Orange man bad. You hate the orange man so bad. I get it. You rather vote for the weird old man that likes sniffing little girls. Cool. More power to you. But you don't know nothing about these black people. Only thing you know is that the black dude is founded black, or is a director of Blacks for Trump. And also that the chick was actually a publicist for Ye. So we're just talking about just normal, regular people. Normal, regular people. We're talking about normal, regular people here. And then we got to listen and deal with stuff like this.
What are your potential customers doing on Snapchat? They're connecting with friends, family, and sharing real-life connections.
Because he did not work out a bond agreement. The chair, the leader of the Black Voices for Trump, he is still sitting in jail because he did not work out a bond agreement. Well, that's on him. Folks, pull up his...
You hear that condescending, you hear that condescending tone that he has? Just listen to this. Listen to this. This is how the same people that claim that they fight for black culture and love black culture so much, this is the type of energy that they have the minute that you support or pro something that they don't agree with. Listen.
The chair, the leader of the Black Voices for Trump, he is still sitting in jail because he did not work out a bond agreement. Well, that's on him. Folks, pull up his...
This is crazy.
He is one of two African Americans who was indicted by Fonnie Willis. Of course, the former PR person for Trevion Cootie, she of course was also indicted, and so I just get the kick out of these folks who are playing games here. Harrison Floyd is his name. Again, he did not arrange a bond deal, so he's still sitting there in Fulton County Jail. I don't know what the hell he was thinking, but hey, what any of these people are thinking.
Now, you hear that condescending tone, right? You hear the condescending tone. Now listen, this is a regular guy. This is a regular guy. Now listen to the reason why he
different attorneys for flying out here. The cost is typically between $40,000 to $100,000 just to retain a lawyer for these charges, and then they charge hourly. I cannot afford. I'm not going to put my family in that kind of debt, especially with my daughter. I cannot afford an attorney for something like this.
Okay. Well,
I need y'all to listen to that again. I need you to really listen to this again, because Roland Martin just sat up there and was making fun and making fun of this guy. And this is the reason why listen.
Several different attorneys for flying out here. The cost is typically between $40,000 to $100,000 just to retain a lawyer for these charges, and then they charge hourly. I cannot afford. I'm not going to put my family in that kind of debt.
Just want to say, those of y'all that are watching, thanks. I appreciate y'all. I notice y'all. Salute.
Especially with my daughter, I cannot afford an attorney for something like this.
okay. Well, Scott McPhee.
So what we have here is a guy, a normal guy. This is literally a normal guy that he's like, I can't waste my family's money on this nonsense. On this nonsense. And that's what it is. It's nonsense. Because at the end of the day, him and this woman, along with all these other people, they're literally being used in a political scheme. It's a political scheme, and that's all it is. So at the end of the day, I ask you, do you think that them releasing this mugshot and them releasing all these people's mugshots, because this guy finally got a hearing, so like, or a bond hearing, I mean, do you think that it's actually worth it? Do you think that it's actually worth it for them to release the mugshot of the first ever president to be taken in U.S. history? Well, I also ask you this. Do you think that this has hurt Donald Trump? Do you think that this has hurt his campaign? Well, according to Bloomberg, Donald Trump is just, his campaign has raised $7.1 million since he was arrested. I saw his trial is supposed to start in March. You think people aren't going to support Donald Trump? Like, this is crazy. What we're looking at is literally, these people are so determined and they hate this man so much. They're willing to do anything that they can in order to get him to basically never be able to be president again. They don't care how bad Joe Biden is, because at the end of the day, no matter how you feel, Joe Biden has not proven that he can be an effective president compared to Donald Trump. And y'all are blinded by your hate for him that you can't even see it. I told you that I am going to get unfiltered. I am not going to apologize, because this is the truth. I am not a Republican and I am not a liberal. I'm definitely not a lefty. So at the end of the day, I am looking at this objectively. It just so happens that I happen to have right-leaning views. So in the end, I do align more with conservative views, but that does not mean that I am aligned with a political party. That's not what that means. And most people, I think, are finally starting to wake up to that. Because at the end of the day, forget these political parties. They don't mean nothing. They don't mean nothing. Republicans and Democrats can both be full of it. We all know that. But how many people actually vote based off of values and the things that they care about? That's the biggest problem that I have with a lot of people that love to sit up and talk about people based off of who they vote for. Because at the end of the day, majority of you, and I'm talking to you, black culture, black community, most of you don't even vote with or align with the things that you value. The things that are important to you, the things that you need. You don't vote in favor of the people that actually are willing to at least work with you to do it. You'd rather have the people that'll piss on you and tell you it's raining. I'm just telling the truth. How many of y'all will sit up there and have all these excuses for people that will get up in kente cloth and sit up and get on their knees and think that that's supposed to make up for whatever their ancestors did? Fuck that. I'm sorry. It's just frustrating. Because at the end of the day, you always talking about, oh, pro-black this, oh, pro-black that, oh, we got to do this, it's for the culture, oh, it's for the culture. No, you're not for the culture, because you're not voting with what actually aligns for you. And guess what? That just might not be Republicans either. You know why third parties never have a chance? Because not enough people are supporting them. Seem like common sense, you would think, right? You know how many good candidates there are? At least vote for them. A lot of you niggas won't even vote for nobody. You won't even take the time to go out and vote or at least look into what these people are, but you'll sit up, oh, yeah, my president was black. Oh, my president was black. Oh, I did this. Yeah, we did this. Bruh, get out of here. You're full of it. And that's why I say black culture is trash, because you don't value or care about anything that is for your progression. Real talk. That's honest, the truth. Because anytime somebody ever tries to stand up and try to actually support or try to uplift and do something that actually holds the culture accountable, you try to crucify them. You try to crucify them. Am I lying? Tell me if I'm lying. I know that I'm not lying, because at the end of the day, you see it every day. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect, but we see it with people like Candace Owens, all these people that every time, no matter what they do, no matter what they say, everything is always a problem because they don't stand for what typical black culture stands for. You'd rather have the people that sit up there and pretend like they care about you. The same guy that you voted for, Joe Biden, is the same guy that didn't want his kids going to school with your kids, with your parents. I'm sorry. That's what's so crazy about me, because it drives me crazy, because y'all will sit up here and criticize or have a problem and look down on me because I don't hate Donald Trump. But you'll sit up and vote for the guy that compared your parents to monkeys and said that they were in a jungle just by coexisting, just by being there, just by being around. This same guy that called your parents, your uncles, your grandpa, the way most of y'all are now, as young as they are, but let's be real. He called them super predators. But now, because you don't like the orange man, everything like that is okay, right? Everything like that is okay, just because he's, you know what? Whatever. Whatever. Just have whatever you want. But at the end of the day, I promise you that as long as the black community continues to sit up and vote against what they believe in, vote against their better good, the same people that will sit up and vote for Democrats, the Democrats are indoctrinating your kids, which are in turn messing up the community. What do you think? What do you think is going on? Why do you think that? You know what? Let's look at examples, right? We've seen that whenever a group of these young kids get together, these young kids that don't have parents, that don't have good family structure, that don't have good examples, that don't have good role models, these same people that don't have nothing to live for and don't care about anything. These are the people that are setting the example and that are going around and pushing a narrative for the entire black culture, right? So now somebody like me has to criticize black culture because a lot of people, you don't understand how all of this is connected. I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm rambling, but all of this is connected. If you vote for people that are destroying the community and in turn it affects your children because of what they are doing, then guess what? You're fucking up the community. I'm sorry. You're responsible for that. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. You're responsible for that. Because what makes you think that you can vote for the people that hate you? Because and the people that hate you tell you that one side hates you, so you go against that side, but then you let them do whatever. I got more respect for the people that call out both sides. It's just frustrating, man, because at the end of the day, you keep seeing the same cycle over and over and over again. And how long is it going to keep going? How long are we going to keep seeing that people are going to keep doing the same thing, and we're going to keep seeing the community going the same way? Because now it's getting worse. Because now they're trying to turn your kids, your boys into girls, and they're trying to force all this explicit sexual just immorality down people's throats. It's sickening. It's sickening. So not only do kids got to deal with the normal hardships of being a kid, now they got to deal with all this political agenda being shoved down their throat. And it's sad. I'm sorry. I don't even have kids. I want them. And I don't want to see them grow up in a world where they have to deal and navigate through so much stuff. That's why I understand why people homeschool their kids. Because it's so much out here. And these people are trying to poison them. They trying to poison these people. I seen a video earlier today, right? And it was about this boy, right? This little boy. He was born biologically a boy. But he was chemically castrated and raised as a girl. So, in the video, the parent who looked to be either transgender or hard lesbian. She was asking her son, daughter, whatever you want to call it. I'm sorry. Whatever you want to call it. The child was saying that sometimes it feels like a boy. She feels like a boy. That's what he was saying. I feel like a boy. And then the parent gets down close to him. It says, you know, is that really how you feel? Well, what do you want to be? If you wanted to be a man when you grow up, would you tell me? And she stared at the kid real hard. So the kid is just like, you know what? You know what? You know what? I got you. Hope y'all gonna rock out with me while I try to find this. Yeah, I was trying to find this because this is crazy. This is crazy, and this is literally what we up against right now. Here we go.
And would make Josie sterile, but estrogen treatment is irreversible and would make Josie sterile. But Josie and her mother never doubted it was the right thing until I'm
gonna read this headline. It says, "This is child abuse. Trans child who was chemically castrated in order to look like a girl. Sometimes I think I'm a boy, kinda. Will you love me if I'm a boy?"
Expected estrogen treatment is irreversible and would make Josie sterile. But Josie and her mother never doubted it was the right thing until an unexpected conversation happened one afternoon.
But on the inside, where nobody else can see,
yeah.
Are you a boy?
I just want to say I appreciate y'all for liking the video, and maybe I can share it out if y'all want to too. Appreciate you.
Or are you a girl?
Maybe I'm a boy inside and a girl outside.
Really?
Yeah, is that true?
Only you know the answer to that. So if you wanted to grow up to be a man,
Yeah.
would you tell me?
Yeah.
Hey, if you wanted to grow up and be a man, you could.
I want to be... Sometimes I think I'm a boy, sort of, but I want to be a girl.
Yeah.
Will you love me if I'm a boy?
Of course. I would love you no matter what. I always...
First of all, not surprised with the way that
So that just goes to prove my point of what these kids are up against, because this woman, this mother of this child is literally, she's literally raised at it. You could honestly look up a number of videos online. I'm sorry, I don't have it in me to just go through all of them. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, but there you can find this online of parents that are literally pushing this on their kids. They're pushing this lifestyle on their children. But do you think it's just that? No, it's a political agenda that starts when people that you're voting into office, i.e. Cori Bush, refer to women as birthing people. Right? A birthing person. A woman as a birthing person. A black woman referring to women as birthing people. Make that make sense. So, think about it. This is the people that people from St. Louis rally behind and support, because she's black woman from St. Louis, right? Because she's a black woman from St. Louis, people support her. But guess what? Does she have your best interests at heart? Does Roland Martin have your best interests at heart? That's what I keep talking about. Because does anybody who will refer to a woman and try to minimize womanhood to being a birthing person? Because regardless of what you try to do, and regardless of what they try to present and try to force down our throats, there's never going to be a world where I allow it to be said that a woman can just be diminished to a birthing person. And I'm sorry, I'm going to call it out. These are the type of people that you're voting for. The black woman that everybody was pushing to be the new on the Supreme Court. They asked her to define what a woman was. What was her response? I'm not a biologist. That was her response. Look it up. Look it up. That was her response. I'm not a biologist. This is a woman whose job is literally to interpret the law at the highest level. And she can't even define what a woman is. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what we vote for. Your job is to interpret the law at the highest level. The Supreme Court. It don't get no higher than the Supreme Court. But this black woman, this woman that people fighting for, championing for, can't define what a woman is. Justin, what's a woman? What's a woman? What's a woman? Well, I would define a woman as an adult female That's what I would define a woman as. An adult biological female. But I'm not a biologist. I'm just saying. Like, this is the person. I can't stress this enough. Like I said, this is the person that is being voted in to interpret the law. And y'all wonder why people have a problem with affirmative action. I'm just saying. You feel like, let's just be honest. You wonder why people have a problem with affirmative action. That's why. Like, it's just frustrating, man, because it's like this is literally what you vote for, right? This is what you vote for. So I say all that to say, do you think that them releasing this mugshot and all of this has hurt Donald Trump? Because it hasn't. At the end of the day, his campaign has generated over $7 million. And not just that. Blacks are actually becoming more vocal for Donald Trump than they have been forever. Because guess what I saw? A bunch of blacks out there rallying in support for these people. I'm just saying, you don't have to be a Donald Trump fan to actually be objective and see what's going on. I'm just saying. But why do I want to talk about the blacks that are supporting Donald Trump, right? The reason why I want us to talk about this is because one black in particular, Harrison Ford, the guy that Roland Martin was mocking, right? The guy who was denied bail, the guy who was told that he was going to have to figure it out. That's basically what he was told. And the guy who was mocked on national TV by Roland Martin and other black people, black love, right? He was mocked for not having funds or for not wanting to waste funds on a witch hunt and just a completely nonsensical approach. He said that I cannot afford and I cannot do that to my family for something like this. Something so petty. Political witch hunt. And it's just I just think it's crazy because you have this guy and all these people. Now what they're thinking is, their mindset is, oh, this is an example of racism. Oh, this is an example of, oh, well, you know, this is what they do to the black folks. This is how what happens whenever the black folks link up with the white folks. See, they don't care about black folks. Well, I'm just gonna be honest with you. If that's your takeaway, then maybe you just aren't paying attention enough. Because the man told you why he didn't make bail. Everybody else paid their bail. What happened to him is messed up. Would it have been nice if they had rallied behind him? Yes. But at the end of the day, you can't sit up and use that as justification to try to shame people for supporting someone that they align with politically. It doesn't work. It doesn't work, and it's a weak argument because at the end of the day, you can sit up and pretend like, oh well, this is just an example. Oh, this is just an example of the black folks. But if you understand, most black conservatives don't sit up and run in the Victim Olympics. They don't sit up and run in the Victim Olympics. You're not even on the same mindset. I'm just being real. You're not even in the same mindset. You're not even, you don't even think the same way. You thinking, oh, well, I'm black. Oh, this is happening to me because I'm black. I'm so, because I'm black. Oh. This man probably thinking like, oh, well, man, I just got to hurry up and get through this, man. I hope I don't cause my wife too much trouble. You know what I mean? I just got to figure this out, man. How am I going to recover from this, man? This sucks, man. But, you know, like, that's the difference in mindset. And most of you would actually know that if you actually took the time to actually talk to people outside of your circles. But the truth is, we all know that, honestly, there's only one side that is really uninformed and ignorant about the other side and aren't willing to talk. And that's the left. And you can say what you want, but we know it to be true because there's nobody more aggressive than the lefty. I'm sorry. They just feel how you want to feel, but the left, they are something else. And I honestly, go at it with them with your own risk because it's nothing worse. It's nothing worse than a lefty. Then when they get mad, just stay away. I'm telling you, I promise you, just stay away. I don't get it. I don't get it. And like I said at the beginning of the stream, I'm not somebody that just goes with that hate train. I'm not somebody that's gonna put labels on people without actually knowing or seeing for myself. Like, if you were to ask me, is Joe Biden a racist? I would tell you that I think Joe Biden is a racist because, well, number one, in matters of integration, back in the night, back there, you know, shit, he's been a senator for so long, but so long ago, however long, 80 years ago, whenever that was, because you know it was still black and white. So whenever that was, not only was he in charge of legislation that directly led to the incarceration of a majority of black people. A majority of black people. The main problem that people complain in the black, whenever you hear women complain about black men in the community, the first thing they say is, y'all ain't never here, y'all locked up. Well, guess what? Joe Biden is partially responsible for that. A lot of y'all that didn't, like, y'all parents that didn't grow up with dads, guess what? That's Joe Biden. Why you defending them, little Gen Zer? That's Joe Biden. A lot of y'all that sit up there and try to talk about how the culture is falling and how families ain't how they used to be. Well, guess what? You always talking about systemic stuff. Well, guess what? You voted somebody in that literally was a part of a system that fucked up your family. Is the black community better for that? Is the black community better for it? I ask you that. Tell me, is it better for it? Because I tell you this, Joe Biden does not want the best for you. Joe Biden don't even know where he is most of the time. Y'all just want to sit up and waste so much time just trying to protect the old way and what y'all just want the right to destroy yourselves. And you know what? A part of me genuinely just thinks, you know what, forget them. You know what, just divest. You know what I mean? Just divest, separate yourself from these black people and just let them just be what they want to be. You know what I mean? Those of us that get it, you know what I mean? Noah's Ark ain't for everybody. Yeah, I say that all the time. But at the end of the day, when are y'all gonna wake up? When are y'all gonna wake up? I see what they doing. The Democrats are pulling over the biggest hoodwinking, bamboozling that I didn't ever seen in my life. And it's just scary sometimes what y'all fall for. It's just scary sometimes. You take an example, right? Charlemagne the God. Charlemagne the God is one of the hosts of the Breakfast Club, right? Breakfast Club, one of the number one radio shows in the world, in America, right? So, well, I guess in that instance, it would make it the world. But so the Breakfast Club, they have Larry Elder on, right? Larry Elder is a black conservative, and he's running for president, right? Charlemagne the God asked this man, "Are you familiar with the Negro wake-up call?" What is a Negro wake-up call? A Negro wake-up call is a moment where a black that aligns himself with conservatives, or a black that is believed to be a sellout, an Uncle Tom, or those other offensive terms that they like to refer to blacks, that I believe are a term of endearment when used in that way, because a lot of people, the people that are saying it really aren't qualified to be saying it, but that's neither here nor there. Certain people, you call me a certain name, and that's a compliment from you. I'm just gonna be real. You people in the comment sections, sometimes when I be making these videos, I do be seeing what you be saying. And things like, oh, you faux black and all that kind of stuff. I see what you be saying, but I'm just gonna be real. I'm just gonna be real. Some of you, it's a compliment. I'm just being real, because when you look at what you stand for and what I stand for, and somebody who's willing to get up and cam up on the internet and speak and try to actually hold the culture accountable and actually talk, have real conversations. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. A lot of people that quick to call you a coon or call you Uncle Tom, these same people, I'm just saying, I'm just saying, like, what do you do for the community? How many people do you put on? How many people do you help? How many people that look like you have you helped and not hurt? Answer me that. Riddle me that. How many people that look like you have you gone out of your way in order to make sure that they get some money, or you put some bread in their hand, or you got them paid while you got paid, or you put them in a position where they could get some bread? Most of y'all just users and takers. Let's just be real. But I'm not talking about the people that are watching this video, because you're better than that. And I believe in you. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just saying that a lot of these people that will get in these comment sections and try to talk all this stuff and try to label people these names, but they're not doing nothing for nobody. Only thing you doing is sitting on the internet trolling or insulting people or belittling people, or just trying to basically be a crab in a barrel. A crab in a barrel. So what is a Negro wake-up call? A Negro wake-up call is when a quote-unquote sellout black man comes to the realization that he's not one of the group that he is attempting to be a part of. How does he come to that realization? Usually by way of being exclusion, a form of discrimination or racism. And what they want you to do is They expect for you to come back and come to some big realization like, oh, well, racism does exist or I was wrong, because, there's a thing that they hate. They hate when blacks just don't automatically go along with the idea of systemic racism, right? Systemic racism is what a lot of people use to justify their belief in things like white supremacy or the victim mindset that they'll never be anything because the white man says so. And I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but I don't conform to that. I don't believe that white people are any better or worse than me. I'm sorry. That if you choose to allow them to be superior to you, then more power to you. But I do not believe or subscribe to the belief that another person is anything better than you based off of their race. Now, if a person is better than you based off of merit and character, you can't argue with that. Level up. I'm just being real. But they want you to they want you to have this Negro wake up call, because it's a moment where it just lets you know that no matter what you do, you'll never be part of the gang. You'll never be part of us. You'll never be part of them. And guess what? Now that you went over there, you might never be part of us either, because guess what? You left us for them and you sold us out. You didn't want to be part of the black culture. You didn't want to fight to destroy yourself. You didn't want to celebrate the worst. You didn't want to worship the worst types of women. You didn't want to chase the worst types of dudes. You didn't want to give yourself to the worst types of dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, really think about the things that black culture, that represent black culture. Because every time I say this, there are always people that say it's not all black culture. And guess what? I know that it's not all black culture. But do you know that the representation is the loudest representation is what people see and what you give off? And what black culture gives off is that they love ratchet women, hate classy women. I made videos on all this. They love ratchet women. They hate classy women. They love thugs. They love gang culture. They love terrible demonic music. They love the worst things for them. They love the toxic situations. This is black culture. And just because you're an exception does not make you it doesn't make you the rule or the majority. Because at the end of the day, they're dictating the culture, not you. Drug culture is dictating black communities. And guess what? Where are they getting it from? I don't know how long we just gonna sit up here and just keep having these same types of racial conversations, because this is what they do. This is what they do. These are the same people that talk about black love and they want you to rock with them, but they'll kick you when you down. They'll kick you when you down. I don't agree. I don't agree with See, we told you they wasn't never gonna love you. When is enough gonna be enough? When is enough gonna be enough? A Negro wake-up call. This is a term that goes around. Oh, he had his Negro wake-up call. Oh, he's got his Negro wake-up call. Oh, he's gonna have his Negro wake-up call. Oh, he had his Negro wake-up call. Wow. It can't just be, oh, well, I don't agree with him, but you know what I mean? Whatever. That's him. You praying on his downfall. That's the culture that we're supposed to support and cherish. Wow. You praying on his downfall. But that's black culture. And you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you could agree or disagree, but prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Feel free to prove me wrong. Feel free to prove me wrong. If you hear anything that I'm saying and you disagree with anything, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Give your opinion. I'm open. I'm open to being wrong. In this case, I don't think that I am, but I'm open to being wrong. I'm open to being wrong. I'm objective. But at the end of the day, it's just I don't get why Charlemagne the God would sit up here and have the audacity to ask this man to his face. So did you have your was it a Negro wake up call? And I think Larry Elder just gave him the best response. The best response. Because he told him, he said, I think that I'm very much aware of the fact that I'm black. Like most black conservatives and most black people that don't align with these types of views, that like how most of them think, they actually are aware. They are aware. I've never once have I ever not been aware that I am black. Do I divest myself from aspects of black culture? Yes. Is there a lot of aspects of black culture? Yes. Have I ever wanted to be white? No. Have I ever thought that it would be better if I was white? No. I've never wanted to be anything else. Only thing that I want is for blacks to stop making themselves look so bad. That's why somebody like me has to speak and hold black culture accountable. And hopefully, maybe somebody better than me with a bigger platform than me will hear it, and then they can do it too. Because I'm not the only one who speaks this. I'm not the only one. And the fact of the matter is, the more these same people like Charlemagne the God that will let, and this is exactly what Larry Elder said. He said, Charlemagne, how dare you sit up and talk to me about a Negro wake-up call when your Negro wake-up call should have been when Joe Biden got on your platform and said to you that you ain't black or something wrong with you and you ain't black if you don't vote for me. Charlemagne didn't care about that though, right? Why is that? Because Joe Biden is a Democrat? Why is that? You know what I'm saying? It's just, this is what you're dealing with. And I genuinely don't understand why is it that the minute that you don't agree or subscribe to what black culture believes that you're supposed to subscribe to, that automatically means that you aren't black, or you don't think that you're black, or that even you don't even care about black people. What makes you think that? God, I'm gonna be honest. I wish I had thought about this from the get-go. I make this a smoke show because I want people to sit up and really tell me what makes you think that somebody thinks that they're not black because they don't align with the Democratic Party, or they don't align with the trash that is black culture. What makes you think that? What makes you think that because I say that I don't want to be participating in participating in certain activities because a certain type of energy is around, or because I don't want to listen to a certain type of music because a certain type of energy around, or when I look on TV and I see how our culture is portrayed, that I think that it has a negative influence? Where do you think these kids are getting their influence from? They get influence from kids, from school and media. It's exposure. It's what they're exposed to. when you constantly got sex on TV, you constantly, every show, it's always about sex. It's always gay people. It's always like everything is always excessive violence, and there's never any balance. There's never no balance. I'm not saying that the raunchy don't have its place. The explicit has its place. But there isn't any balance in the black community. Everything is all on 10. It's all Sexy Red. It's all Sukiana. It's all that. People talking about, oh, women are really running hip hop right now. Oh, women, no, they're not. What it is it's just black culture just loves ratchet. So they're not running hip hop. It's just black culture loves ratchet. But then they'll sit up and tell you. They'll sit up and tell you you're a hater just because you don't rock with it. I'll tell you, I'll give you an example, right? Sexy Red. She's from St. Louis. I'm from St. Louis. So, a big thing in St. Louis is we have a thing about support and cliques, right? And people, if they don't rock with you, they don't rock with you. And if some people, they don't rock with you, it's because they hating on you. They don't want you to succeed, and it's genuinely because they hating on you. They don't have no reason not to want you to succeed, right? So automatically, most of the time, people already assume that people are hating, right? But what do you do when someone genuinely doesn't rock with what you're doing or with what you're putting out? Do you still label them a hater? Because me personally, I don't rock with ratchet in general. I don't like ratchet female rappers. I don't like ratchet females in general, to be honest. It's just the way it is. It's just how I feel. I don't rock with it. I don't rock with it. So when you got somebody like Sexy Red, Sukiana, you got somebody like all these people, the Cardi B's, the Megan Thee Stallion, like whatever, do your thing. But understand, it's exhausting, and I don't think it's productive for the black community at all. I don't. Especially if you want respect, because that's what a whole bunch of y'all are so determined. You willing to die to get people to respect you, but you won't even do things that, little basic things. You want people to accept you, the trash that you are. Right. Yo, what's going on, bro? Just seeing your comment. Appreciate you, man, stopping by. But I just I don't get it, man. Like, why is it that we can just, I don't know. It's just exhausting, man, because at the end of the day, I feel like when it comes to black culture, you could literally rant till you blue in the face. But yeah, it's just yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm trying, man. I'm just kicking it, man. I'm just trying to, keep it, keep it kind of contained, because it's like I kind of black out sometimes, because it's like when you really thinking about like how with this culture, right? Black culture specifically, we're so quick to try to criticize and come down on people when sometimes people just genuinely don't rock with, like, they don't rock with your stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. Like, you know what I mean? But everybody's so quick to want to like destroy each other, but then yet and still they'll put so much energy behind supporting somebody like Sexy Red and the worst of us. But anytime anybody stands up for anything that's like even slightly like not ratchet or just might stand for something that might go against what most people are interested in or want to do, then they have so much fight for it and so much pushback for it. I don't agree with a lot of things that somebody like Candace Owens would say, but would you say that Candace Owens is a worse representation for black people than Sexy Red? Like, come on, let's just be real. I just don't get it. It's like if you have somebody, if you have a daughter, right? And Cardi B has a daughter. And Cardi B won't even let her own daughter listen to her own lyrics. But what does that even say? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. It just seems like black, like you. It just, I hate to watch it, man. I'm not even gonna lie because you know, you want to. I genuinely just want people to be good, man. But y'all, it's hard. It's hard trying to fight for a culture that just wants to I feel like wants to just destroy itself, and that's just what it is. And you know what I mean? Like even when I say that black culture is trash, right? Do you think that that black culture being trash is something that me sitting here as a black guy takes pleasure or joy out of saying? Do you think that would actually bring me pleasure or entertainment, or that you know what I mean? It's like I've got comments on here that people that have literally said, "Oh, well, we know what he's doing. Oh, he's been paid off. Oh yeah, I wonder how much he got." I haven't made a dime off of this channel. I'm literally just saying how I feel. I haven't made a dime off of it. Zero return on investment. And it's just like people will still come up with all these different types of ways to try to discredit you just because of how you think and how you feel. And it's just, you know what I mean? It's just, people are funny. You know what I mean? It's just funny because you just see it, and it's like I could just go in on black culture so much more. But I try not to do it because I just don't want to be just, the black culture is trash guy. But maybe y'all should just do better. I'm just saying. And of course, like I said, I'm not talking about y'all in the chat, because y'all in the chat, if you watching this, you're higher in tune individual. So, you know what I mean? We're not talking about you. We talking about those people outside, you know? But, yeah, man. So, yeah, for those of y'all that, you know, probably, you know, joined midway through my rant, basically what I'm just talking about is just how black people just love to turn on you as soon as you get to a point or an impasse where your views disalign and you can't agree, or what you think is the best or good will actually come through and affect what they have going on, then they turn on you. And they turn on you because they feel like that you betraying them, but in turn they're really betraying you, because look at how we got Roland Martin. We got Roland Martin literally just laughing at a black man because the black man can't afford to pay for a lawyer. Don't got enough money to just drop $40,000 on a lawyer for a BS case. And I mean, it's just funny. I mean, I know you know, I know people probably gonna watch in the replay, and you probably gonna have a lot to say. And I mean, you know, go ahead and share your thoughts. But at the end of the day, I mean, you more than welcome to prove me wrong. But what did I say that was wrong? I mean, let's just be real. What did I say that was wrong? Because a lot of the problems that go in the black community, this is where it stems from. This is literally where it stems from. Because the people that you vote dictate the policies that are presented. Therefore, those policies are the policies that you have to vote on. And guess what? Based on that, based on who you're aligned with, where you choose to live, who you associate with, guess what? The things that are best for you might not come to pass. That's why when it, like during campaign season, when people get up on social media, and you know these black influencers, and they're telling you what to vote for, maybe it might be for your good. Maybe it might not be for your good. You'll never know, because a lot of y'all will just trust it. Oh, yes, no, no, yes, no, prop, yep, prop A, no, yes, prop, oh, okay. And I get that, but I'm just saying, when things come back to bite you in the butt, when you got to worry about your kid being exposed to same-sex couples and transgenderism in the first grade, this is where it stems from. What does the Democratic Party align with? I genuinely just want better, you know. I genuinely want better for the black community, and I don't believe that it's ever gonna happen unless we really sit and take a look in the mirror and hold ourselves accountable. And that's just how I feel. We have to really think about what we're doing. I was in church 2 weeks ago, I think it was, and there was a pastor, or I'm sorry, he was a guest preacher, and he basically brought up about Black Lives Matter, right? And how a lot of people, they follow slogans, right? Because you know, once upon a time, 3, 4, 5 years ago, everybody had to have a Black Lives. Every business, every corporation, every influencer had to have a Black Lives Matter in their logo. They had to, you know, black out their profile pics in support of Black Lives Matter. They had to make a public statement issuing their support for Black Lives Matter, and all that we saw, all the theatrics that we saw. Black Lives Matter this, Black Lives Matter that. And guess what? This organization that originally was anti-nuclear family. Why is that important? Because guess what? The black family needs the nuclear family. It needs a man and a woman to raise children, therefore giving the children the best chance to succeed. It's not an ultimate universal guarantee. It's just a better chance. Why wouldn't you want to have the best odds? Okay? So it's universally more productive to raise a child in a two-parent household, in a stable two-parent household. I have to preface that, because yes, being stable matters. So because you know, I know a lot of y'all love that toxic stuff, and just it is what it is. But you know, not with it. Not with it. But the They're anti the nuclear family. They're anti men. Most of these women, they're lesbian women. So it's like they don't even love, they can't even love men. They're not even attracted to men. They love women. They're pro LGBTQ, all that stuff, right? Now, why does that matter? Why does that matter? Am I anti-LGBTQ? I'm not really pro them. I wouldn't say I'm anti. I don't have hate for people. But if you claim you're as pro black culture as you say you are, then you do understand that having same-sex couples actually doesn't help the black community. And it's hypocritical because a lot of y'all, the reason why you don't like interracial marriage is because you say that it's not productive for the black community, right? But then you'll sit there and you'll support same-sex couples. Make that make sense. I'm just being real. Make that make sense because we both know that same-sex couples can't have kids, and you don't like interracial couples because you don't want him having kids that aren't black. Or because she can't relate to the experiences, or because the kids won't be all black. You know what I mean? It's just all these different factors. It's all these different factors, and these people, at the end of the day, Black Lives Matter, the organization, was taking y'all money. All y'all people that were donating to them. And I say this all the time. They were taking y'all money and they were going and they were buying mansions and Calabasas for all their friends and family, and they were operating and calling it an office space. And now we see it on the news a couple months ago that they went bankrupt. That means that they went bankrupt because they were spending so much of y'all money that it just wasn't adding up and they weren't able to pay it all back. So, like, let's just be real. Let's just look at what we're looking at. This is the culture. You'll rally behind something just because it sounds good and it appeals to what you want. It appeals to what you want. I watched those live streams of the riots when they were looting and all that stuff. Those are the people, like the same people that you claim are going to be protecting and watching over the community, the hood dudes, the thugs, the we out here's. Those same dudes are the same dudes that are not going to be there for you and not going to be there to protect you when all this stuff goes to fan. When it hits the fan, guess what? Them thugs are not going to be trying to save you, women. Real talk. I just wish black community learn to be more selective about what you choose to support and rally behind, because at the end of the day, I'm telling you, this ain't it. When they sit up there and they start looting and they going and they doing these riots, is that protection? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Asking for a friend. Is that protection? Y'all got actual peaceful riots going on, but then some people come and they get rowdy, and then you got infiltrators coming and then they getting rowdy. And you know what I'm saying? Like, this is just like, at the end of the day, how long, black community, are you going to allow yourselves to be political puppets for politics? You claim you don't even like. You claim you don't even like politics, but you're so willing to play part and be puppets for whoever is willing to use you. You know what the difference between you and somebody like Harrison Floyd or whatever? You know what the difference is? He's just standing up for what he believes in is better for the community. What are you standing up for? Your right to twerk in restaurants and stand on tables and twerk? Your right to go out and murder each other every weekend? Your right to be a kill boy, your right to steal cars, your right to take stuff that other people work for. That's what black culture is fighting for. And I always say it. Yes, I know that every black person isn't doing the negative things that I name. But guess what? We all know that we turn a blind eye to the people that do it. We turn a blind eye. If your brother sit there is breaking in cars, most of y'all not going to turn him in. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. These people, this is the cause. What cause? You got somebody that's sitting up there that's looking for something to believe in, right? That you got some young impressionable people looking for something to believe in, and they got these people preying on them and using their situation for a come up, because that's what a lot of the dudes were doing. These hood dudes, these men of the community that y'all call them, the rock of the community. This is what the community is built on. Because at the end of the day, power, if anybody watches Game of Thrones, there's a saying, Varys, he says, power lies where people believe it lies. That means that if people believe in the throne, in the crown, then guess what? The king is the most powerful person in the kingdom. If people believe in the military, then guess what? The military is the most powerful organization in the world. If people believe in businesses, then guess what? Businesses will be the most powerful corporations in the world. I'm just saying, power lies where people believe it lies. So if the people in the community believe that these men are the rock of the community, the thugs, the pookies, the ray-rays, the same guys, if this is the rock of the community, then guess what? The community is fucked. It's fucked. Excuse my French, but it is. That's why I say it's trash. That's why when it comes to like black voices for Trump, I don't have any problem with it. In fact, I love to see it, because one thing that Trump said when Trump was running initially that made me say, you know what? What do we have to lose? What do you have to lose, black community? They gave you Obama. Did it get worse? Did it get any better under Obama? No, it got worse. Mike Brown happened under Obama. Black Lives Matter started under Obama. But we're going to hate Donald Trump, right? We hate the orange man. I get it. The orange man is bad. I get it. Orange man tweets mean things. I get it. But okay, you want to call him a criminal over some documents? Well, guess what? Hillary Clinton has an entire database of information, of emails that she deleted from an entire server that she wasn't supposed to have in the first place. They subpoenaed the woman and she deleted it. Never went to jail. She never went to jail. Slap on the wrist. Obama had a drone strike. Unalived an American citizen. He unalived an American citizen. No trial. No trial. Get out of here. But we want to talk about mean tweets. And an orange man, right? Orange man, mean tweets. Some of this stuff, I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes, black culture, you might bring some of this stuff on yourself. I'm going to just be honest with you. You might bring some of this on yourself. Because at the end of the day, these are the people that you're elected in power. And blacks for Trump, they want something different. Black conservatives want something different. Black right-leaning independent want something different. It's just frustrating, man, because it's like to sit there and just see them mock this man, or to see Charlemagne mock Larry Elder for no other reason than the fact that they're black conservatives, they don't hate Trump, and you ought to be ashamed with yourselves, to be honest with you. You know? Like, I'm just kind of over it, you know? I'm just but yeah, you know, I mean, I don't know, but yeah, I see there's a few people still watching, so I mean, any of y'all want to try y'all luck and try to prove me wrong on anything I said, or, you know, just, but, or, I mean, because I still believe, and I still stand by what I said. I believe that black culture is trash, and you know what I mean? I don't necessarily think that black people are trash. I don't necessarily think that everything that's come from or out of black culture is trash. But I definitely think that black culture is so bad. It's so bad that it just needs to be completely destroyed and shut down. And, you know, created anew. Created anew. Just, you know, just burn it down to the ground and just come up with something new. That's really what I believe. But yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. So I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. I mean, that's all I got. So I mean, you know, those of y'all that are watching, I just want y'all to know I appreciate you. You know, this is what I. This is just the goal. I mean, just to sit, you know, and just have real, unfiltered conversations. You know what I mean? The more we go, we're gonna grow. We're gonna grow. I know this one was kind of rough, but we trying to build a plane while we fly it. So, you know, like I said, I appreciate y'all for watching. You know, pretty soon, you know, y'all be able to like come on up if y'all want to. You know, like debating, arguing, all that kind of stuff. But on that note, I'm JayyRedd Unfiltered, and this has been the first episode of the JayyRedd Unfiltered show. And I just want to thank you for watching. I hope you have a good evening, or whenever you watch it, man. Salute.